everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to create Zendesk user on Tally Forms submission. So I am an owner of a digital marketing agency and using Tally Forms, I have created a form with the help of which I collect my leads details as well as the inquiries that they have. Here what I want is that as soon as any of the lead, a new form submission is going to be done and they are going to generate a new inquiry. I want to create that lead as a user in my Zendesk account. As using Zendesk, I manage all my tickets that are my inquiries. Now doing this manually is very time consuming. So what I've done is I've simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And here in this automation, I'm going to build the connection between Tally Forms and Zendesk with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, for that let me take you to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to create Zendesk user on Tally Forms submission. So as an owner of a digital marketing agency, I have received numerous client inquiries every day. To streamline my process, I use Tally Forms to collect lead inquiries from my website, and I use Zendesk as my customer support platform to track and manage clients' communication efficiently. With the help of this automation, whenever a lead submits their information through Tally Forms, a new user is automatically been created in my Zendesk account. This saves me from manually transferring data, reducing the chances of errors and ensuring that I can quickly respond to my inquiries, delivering a seamless customer experience. And I'm going to create this amazing automation between Tally Forms and Zendesk with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into a Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the all Pabbly apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the products that Pabbly provides. From which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button right here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Create Zendesk User on Tally Forms Submission. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow, okay? After that, over here it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I have created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select Tally Forms Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Create Zendesk User on Tally Forms Submissions, and you can see there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two concepts. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means what is action? Action is response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Tally. As using Tally Forms, I have created a form using which I'm collecting my leads data, and this form is embedded on my website. I want that as soon as a new form submission is going to be done by the lead using Tally Forms, I want to capture the response of the form submission over here in my trigger. That is why for my trigger application, I have selected it as Tally, and for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as new response. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. Using this unique webhook URL, we're going to build the connection between Tally and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So what I'm going to do is firstly, I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, go back to your Tally account. So this is the form that I've created and I want to connect this form to Pabbly Connect. In order to do that, over here next to preview, you can see the settings button is provided. Click on the settings button right here. You're going to land towards the settings button of your contact us form right here. After landing to settings from the panel, go to the integrations option right here. As we're going to land towards the integrations option, from the drop down away from the given options, go to this webhook section, click on this connect button right here. It is asking for the endpoint URL. In this field, paste the webhook URL and then click on this connect button right here. As you're going to do that, in your form contact us form, the webhook URL is successfully added. As now this URL is added, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. Over here it is saying waiting for webhook response. Over here in the response, I want the simple response. I'm going to toggle the button of this simple response right here. So now to check whether Tally is successfully connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the test form submission of this form that I've created, and after doing the submission, I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test submission being done or not. Okay, so now for doing the test submission, I'm going to go to this share button right here. This is the URL. I'm going to copy it from here and open it in a new tab right over here. So this is the form that I've created, and now I'm going to do the test submission. Over here it is asking for the lead's first name. So for the lead name over here, I'm going to select it as Smart. For the last name over here, I'm going to select it as Lead. For the email over here, I'm going to select it as smartlead123@pabblytudes.com. For the phone number over here, I'm going to write in a dummy mobile number. For the company name over here, I'm going to write it as XYZ company, and for the project type, I'm going to select it as digital marketing. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the submit button right here. It says thanks for completing this form. As now the form submission is done, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down, and yes, you can see right over here, Pabbly Connect has captured the response of the form submission. First name as Smart, last name as Lead, email as smartlead123@pabblytudes.com. For the phone number, the dummy mobile number, company name as XYZ company, and the project type as digital marketing, with all the other details. As the response of the form submission has been captured in our trigger, this means that Tally has now been successfully connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. Now whenever by any of the lead, a new form submission is going to be done using Tally, automatically in the similar manner, Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of that. As now our trigger setup is done, we need to set up our action step. My objective is that as soon as by the lead, a new form submission is going to be done using Tally, I want to create that lead as a Zendesk user. So now we're going to set up our action step, and for the action application over here, I'm going to select it as Zendesk right here, and for the action event, I'm going to select it as create user, and then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. After that, over here it is asking for the Zendesk user, API token, and the subdomain. So now for entering all the details, firstly we are going to enter the Zendesk username. For that, I'm going to enter the username that I have of my account. So this is the username of my account, and after entering the email address, we have to enter this /token. So I'm going to copy it from here, and we have to enter this username right here. Okay, so this is the username. After that, over here it is asking for the API token. For having the API token, log into your Zendesk account. So this is my Zendesk account. Now for having the API token, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this profile section right here. I'm going to click on this view profile button right here. As I'm come to the view profile button, you can see it says manage in admin center. I'm going to click on this button right here. Now after that, you land towards your Zendesk admin center. Okay, as you're going to land over here, from the left side of the panel, go to the apps and integrations option right here, and under APIs, go to the Zendesk API right here. As we're going to do that, we're going to land towards the Zendesk API page. Now we're going to create a new token. For that, click on this add API token button right here. It is asking for the token name. So for the token name over here, I'm going to give it as new user added. This is the token name, and this is the token. I'm going to copy it from here and save this token in my Zendesk account. As you can see, the token has been successfully added. Now I'm going to paste this token right over here in Pabbly Connect workflow. Now it is asking for the subdomain in my Zendesk account over here in this URL. Between this https and .zendesk.com, this is the subdomain right here. So I'm going to copy this domain from here, subdomain, and paste it right over here. Okay. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on this save button. As I've done that, you can see Zendesk is now been connected to Pabbly Connect. After connecting, it is asking for the name, email, and all the other details, with the help of which the user is going to be created in our Zendesk account. So for the data of these fields, what I'm going to do is I'm going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. How it works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, this was the previous step. As I'm going to click on it, this is the same response that was captured in our previous step. It is asking for the name of the user that we're going to create in our Zendesk account. As I want to create this lead as a user, so for the data of the name field, I'm going to map the data of the first name and the last name from my previous response. As I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped, and as I mapped the data has now become dynamic. Now whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Similarly for the email, I'm going to map the data of the email of my user. It is asking for the details. For the details over here, I'm going to write it as, firstly for the company name, I'm going to map the data of the company name. Then I want it as project type. For the project type, I'm going to map the data of the project type. Okay, this is the details. Okay, next it is asking for the phone number, so I'm going to map the data of the phone number of my user right here. It is asking for tags which I do not want, so I'm going to skip the part. For the role over here, I'm going to create a user, so I'm going to select as end user right here. Organization, I'm going to select as education. After that, it is asking for all these details which I do not want, so I'm going to skip the part. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on this save and send test request button right here. As I've done that, we have received a response in which we have received the user ID, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Zendesk account. Okay, so this is my Zendesk account users page right here. I'm going to refresh this page from here. As I've refreshed the page, you can see right over here, new user has been added in my Zendesk account. Let us tally the response. The name is Smart Lead. Email is smartlead123@pabblytudes.com. This is the mobile number of our lead. And for the description comes the company name as XYZ company with the project type as digital marketing. As now the user has been successfully created in my Zendesk account, this means that we have successfully created an automation between Tally Forms and Zendesk with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum till now what we have done, I am an owner of a digital marketing agency, and using Tally Forms, I have created a form with the help of which I collect my leads data. Here what I want is that as soon as by any of the lead a form submission is going to be done, over here the trigger is going to capture the response of the form submission, and using the response of the Tally Form submission, a user is going to be created in my Zendesk account using this action step. And with Pabbly Connect, I have built a connection between these two applications. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.